So you're thinking about moving to Bozeman, Montana, or somewhere here in Southwest Montana, but you're not really sure about the cost of living. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to get into today. So we're going to be going over gas, groceries, housing, utilities, and more. I'm going to be showing you some actual prices of where things are currently at here in the Gallatin Valley, Bozeman, Belgrade, and the surrounding areas, so that you can get a really good feel for what the true cost of living is on things that you're going to be spending money on every single day. Eating, living, drinking, and playing here in Southwest Montana. So let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Southwest Montana, places like Bozeman, Belgrade, Three Forks, Livingston, Ennis, and Big Sky, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know all about living here in Southwest Montana and, of course, about the current market here as well. My name is Hallie. I'm a local real estate agent, and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move here in Southwest Montana, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to buy or sell or invest or move in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I would be honored to help you find your place here. All my information is in the description below. So first, I'm going to be diving into some statistics here specifically for Bozeman, Montana. I want to go into that overall cost of living, and then we're going to break it down and look at some of those prices. So overall, Bozeman's cost of living is 21% higher than the national average, according to payscale.com. Now, housing in Bozeman, Montana is about 59% higher than the national average. Utilities are about 13% less than the national average. Groceries are about 4% higher than national average. And of course, transportation and fuel costs are right about on par with the national average. So let's get into what all of that means. Currently, in the greater Bozeman area, the median list price for any residential home, this is the purchase price, is about $950,000. In Belgrade, just a few miles down the interstate, of course, that's going to be at $589,000, so quite a bit lower in Belgrade. Greater Big Sky, of course, is quite a bit higher for that same median list price for any residential property. That's sitting at about $2.65 million. Ennis, Montana, which is just about an hour west of Bozeman, that median list price is about $725,000, whereas about a half an hour east of Bozeman in Livingston, Montana, that's going to be at $640,000. And of course, Three Forks, just northwest of Bozeman, is right around $731,000. People are definitely still moving here from all over the country, of course, but the top 5 states that people are moving to Montana from are California, Colorado, Washington, Illinois, and Texas. Now, Gallatin County is seeing more people coming from other parts of Montana as well as California and Washington. And what people are finding is that the home prices, while they are higher than the national average here, they are still more affordable than where a lot of these people are coming from. On average, rent is going to come out to around $1,000 per bedroom. Of course, that's going to depend on where you're looking and what style of property, whether it's a townhome or a condo or a single family home. According to rent.com, the average rent for a 2-bedroom in the Bozeman area was about $2,500 per month. According to smartasset.com, the state's average effective property tax rate is 0.74%, which is certainly lower than the national average of 0.99%, but the Gallatin County area definitely has a slightly higher average at 0.89%. So the median household income, according to niche.com, is right about or just under $60,000. Now, the majority of jobs and job opportunities here are focused on, tech, outdoor, tourism, construction and building, and several other industries, just to name a few. Now, some of the top employers here in the Bozeman area are going to be Montana State University, Bozeman Health, of course, the school systems, Oracle and Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, as well as Big Sky Resort and Yellowstone Club down in the Big Sky area as well. Now, as far as utilities goes, of course, with winter being potentially as harsh as it can be, certainly heating your home in the winter is going to be an expense. Some people do still use a wood stove and get a load of wood in the fall and have that carry them through the winter. But most people do heat their home with gas or electric, of course. So certainly during the winter, that's going to be a higher bill than during the summer, but you can set up budget billing, which basically gives you an average bill for the entire year so that you don't have to account for those differences. Most homes here in the Gallatin Valley or Montana as a whole, most homes, especially older construction homes, are not going to have air conditioning. A lot of the time in the summer months, it gets cool enough in the evening that you can open your windows and let your house cool off at night, and then close it up during the day, and it's fairly tolerable or fairly comfortable really for most of the year. There may be a few months here and there where that is less than ideal, or a few weeks really. It's not even that long when we get really, really hot temperatures. But it is certainly something that most people around here are used to dealing with. Now, some newer construction homes are certainly starting to add air conditioning, as that is something that more and more people are looking for, but it's not something that's typical, and it's not something you're going to be running for more than maybe a couple of months throughout the year. So for a few comparisons so that you can compare to your utility bills wherever you're currently living potentially, Northwestern Energy is the main gas and electric provider here in the Gallatin Valley. And according to payscale.com, the average utility bill in that category was about $150 or just under $150 per month. High-speed internet was around $50 to $75 a month, depending on which company you went for and which promo was going on at the time. Spectrum typically is about $75 per month once you get past some of their introduction periods. And then trash collection, of course, averages about $20 a month, and there are some companies that do curbside recycling pickup as well. Now, water and sewer is definitely going to depend on where you're living. Within the city of Bozeman, of course, it depends on usage to some extent, but I believe the average is right around $50 per month. And then that certainly can go up if you use more water, that sort of thing. And then there are some places in the county areas or different districts where the minimum water and sewer bill can be $80 a month on up, again, dependent upon usage. Now, one thing that is certainly unique to Montana and just a few other states is that Montana does not charge sales tax. So the price you see on the ticket at the grocery store, on the pump, anywhere like that, the price you see is the price you're going to be paying. For transportation costs, there is a public bus system that is actually free still currently called the Streamline Bus. But as far as getting around in your own vehicle, gas prices are pretty much about the national average. According to payscale.com, the average is about $4.35 per gallon. Now, of course, that's going to depend upon what type of fuel and what type of, whether it's diesel or what grade, and then, of course, where you're located. But currently in the Bozeman area, in Four Corners, there are 3 major gas stations that are all listing the low-grade fuel at $2.95 per gallon. Now let's get into some specifics as far as groceries are concerned. The average for a loaf of bread is around $3.62 per loaf. Now, of course, that's going to vary widely depending on if you're going for a local bakery sourdough or fancy loaf of bread versus a bigger name brand. You're going to get a range from about $8 down to about $2. That makes a big difference, of course. A gallon of milk average is around $4 per gallon. Now, again, that's going to depend on if you're looking at something organic or if you're looking for milk alternatives. Those are going to be higher price versus, your generic gallon of whole milk or 2% milk. The average for a case of a dozen eggs right now is about $1.64. And of course, if it's something that you like to enjoy as well, a case of 12 LaCroix right now is right around $7. Now, I want to dive in here a little bit to an actual local grocery store called Rose Hours here. This is their online platform. You can actually do curbside pickup. You can place your order. There's no extra charge. So this is the platform for that. And you can see here some, a variety of items, a cake, gluten-free cake mix on sale right now for $7. Some, pretty basic breads in that $2 per loaf price range. Some nice specialty chocolates and candies and things, a good variety there as well. And your higher end, more healthy cereal around $7 a box versus some of those larger brand items here. Now, as far as coffee goes, a basic premium roast from the grocery store itself, about $8.99 per pound. Now, of course, if you're going to get some of the local roasters, that's going to be a slightly higher price. We'll go look at that here in just a moment as well. A few other prices here for jams and sauces and dressings. So you can get an idea of what these prices are really like for a variety of categories. Now, to show you some craft coffee or some really fancy coffee here in the Bozeman area, Treeline Coffee is a local coffee shop and roaster, and they have some very high-end coffees, as well as you can buy beans from as low as $10.50 for a bag of those, all the way on up to $22. It looks like $23 might be the highest here also. Now, of course, Treeline, highly recommend it. Wonderful lattes, fabulous coffee. So definitely check that out if you're in the area. So a few statistics here straight from payscale.com. As I mentioned, here are some of those grocery costs, healthcare. Now, something that I definitely wanted to touch on here as well is they mention a veterinary visit. Bozeman is very focused and we have many, many dog parks, and a lot of people have pets. It's a very common thing for people to have dogs. So this is an important, I think, cost of living here in the Bozeman area, that average veterinary visit being right at about $61. Now, of course, Rose Hours, one great example, they do have a natural market called the Huckleberry Market. So they have a great selection of organic and more specialty food items here. As I had mentioned a little bit of that before with the cereals, but you'll see some, bigger name brands and a great selection of organic produce, as well as some other great options with Annie's brand and, frozen foods and cauliflower pizza and all of those types of items. Looking at a few more common items here, Pacific Foods, soups right around $7, some great pasta, about $5 per bag there. So you get a feel for what that is like as well. Another thing I sometimes get asked about is dining out and, an average lunch or an average dinner. So an average fine dining style dinner, maybe at Blackbird Kitchen or Blacksmith Italian, would be $80 for a couple, maybe more depending on what you order. Of course, if you're going to order bison steak versus if you're going to order the pasta, it's all going to vary quite a bit. But I think you should be able to expect at least $80 for a couple to go out for a really nice dinner. Now, an average lunch is going to vary quite a bit, anywhere from maybe, $8 all the way on up to $15 to $20, depending on where you are and what you're ordering. If you wanted to go over to Bridger Brewing, for instance, and grab a giant slice of pizza and a pint of beer, you're probably looking at about $10. Now the pint of beer is going to be about $6. I believe you can get those slices for about $4, and they really are like the size of your face. It is the largest slice of pizza I think I've ever come across, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Their bison pepperoni is so good. So that's one really great lunch option right near Montana State University, of course. Mountains Walking is another wonderful brewery over on the north side of Bozeman, as well as Map Brewing. So those are all going to have slightly different prices, but I'd say a $6 pint of really good beer is pretty average. Now, high-end cocktails, depending on where you're going or what you're going for, and what type of, quality liquor you're looking for, you're gonna be looking on upwards, from $12, probably closer to almost $20. A couple of great places for that, of course, are gonna be Plonk Wine Bar downtown, as well as the Sky Shed in the Kimpton Armory right downtown, which is a bar on the rooftop. It's absolutely phenomenal, and the views could not be any better. Just a few additional items worth touching on, of course. A woman's haircut is going to range from $30 all the way on up to nearly $100, depending on where you go and what type of thing you're looking for. Of course, color services are going to go up from there as well. We have some really phenomenal salons around the area and some really wonderful stylists. Gym memberships, of course, are going to vary as well, whether you're going to a place like Orange Theory or if you're going to the Ridge Athletic Club, which features a wide variety of classes and workout equipment, childcare and the kids zone, as well as the pool and everything that they offer. It's a larger gym. You're going to be looking probably at an average of $80 per month for a single person. Of course, you can get family or couples memberships and potentially get a lower per person cost there as well. So that wraps up everything about the cost of living here in Bozeman, Montana, in the Gallatin Valley, here in Southwest Montana. If there's anything specific that I didn't touch on that you're really curious about, feel free to reach out and I would be happy to help, or you can comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you there as well. And if you're willing to share, comment below where you currently live or where you're coming from moving to Montana and any significant cost differences that you're seeing. And again, whether you're looking to buy or sell or move or invest in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I would be honored to help you find your place here in Southwest Montana. And until next time, I hope to show you around town.